On today's episode of Plant It Where the Sun Don't Shine, Lady's Mantle, Alchemilla mollis. Hey, welcome to Plant It Where the Sun Don't Shine, a podcast for people looking for plant ideas that work well in shadier spots of the garden without relying on the much overused hosta. Do I hate hostas? No, not really, but I do like lots of other shade-loving plants and want to share some of them with you so you don't have to just rely on hostas when you're gardening in shadier locations. I'm Dr. Dennis. These are some of my favorites that you can plant where the sun don't shine. Okay, welcome back to Plant It Where the Sun Don't Shine. Today's episode is about lady's mantle. So we're going back to another plant profile. This is episode 11, Camellia mollis, which is also known as lady's mantle. This is one of my favorites. I know I keep saying that, but it's great to be back, by the way. My apologies for the delay in getting another episode out. It's the middle of summer, and of course, a lot of my spare time is spent in the garden. So please forgive me in terms of the delay in getting this out. Nonetheless, Alchemilla mollis, or lady's mantle, is a medium green, almost light green, actually, leafed perennial that does well in zones 3 through 8. So here in zone 6A, it does really well. It grows, in terms of the plant itself, grows probably about 8 to 10 inches. You might get some varieties that get bigger than that, maybe more like 12 inches high on average. And then it sends out a spray of flowers above those leaves. So when it's in flowering, when it's in flower, it's definitely 12 inches to maybe 16, maybe 18 inches. Kind of depends on variety. It might even be a bit taller than that. You can expect it to grow in a good clump about 12 to, 24 inches across or around. So it grows in a nice tight clump. It doesn't spread through the garden through seed. You can divide it. So once it gets to a sizable mass, you can dig it up and divide it, and then you'll have multiple plants. Um, it has really interesting roundish leaves that are what I've read some people described as scalloped edged leaves. And what I really, really love about Lady's Mantle is that the leaves hold water. So it's kind of hydrophobic. It's really cool when it gets wet. The drops of moisture will stay on the actual leaves, so it looks like little beads of water just sit there. That's kind of an interesting function or form it provides in the garden, is it holds the moisture in that way. The flowers are this like acid green, chartreuse yellow color, and it sends up a spray of these tiny little flowers. So you can sort of see like clouds or billowing effect of the flowers above the leaves when it is in flower. It once it's established, it's really, really drought tolerant. So another really good one for folks who deal with a lack of moisture in their shady spots of their garden. So it does handle more sun if you give it more sun, but of course the focus of this podcast is shade-loving plants. So it does really, really well in full shade or part shade. But like I said, if you're putting it in a spot where it gets some sun or even full sun, it would do fine as well. So that's today's episode. Really love Lady's Mantle, Alchemilla mollis, zones 3 through 8. Native to Europe, actually, just so that folks are aware. It's not a North American native, but it is one of those plants that I have had in nearly, if not every, one of my shade gardens because I like it so much. Go ahead and check it out. And of course, as with every episode, please check out the Instagram account associated with this podcast for pictures of Lady's Mantle, Acamilla mollis. Thanks. Thanks for listening. Thanks also goes to Sherry Donegan, Jonathan Scott, and of course, Ian Jefferson for brainstorming podcast name ideas with me. Credit goes to Sherry on that one. If you have thoughts or ideas you'd like to share, please email me at plantitwherethesundon'tshine@gmail.com. That's one word without the apostrophe. You can also follow the show on Instagram at Plant It Where the Sun Don't Shine with Dr. Dennis. Hosting is provided by Spotify for podcasters. Until next time, thanks for listening. Go plant it where the sun don't shine.